Hello lovely people, how are you all doing? I hope you are well. I am. It's the last day of June today, but I thought, well, I've got the opportunity, let me give you a tour of the garden. We'll call it the July tour, right at the beginning. It's it's early days. I imagine that within the next month or so we've got some more heat coming. I think in a week or so things are really going to take off and fill out, but never mind looking ahead. Let's see where things are at right now. And just to say as well, this morning we've actually had, I don't know, maybe it was for about an hour or so, some really light rain, drizzle, at times rain. So it's lovely. It's just kind of freshened things up, and I always think that the plants all look a bit more like, oh, that was nice, like they've had their little shower. Anyway, right, without further ado, let's see where the garden is at right at the beginning of July. End of June. Right at the beginning of July. Let's start in the shade garden, which is starting to fill out a bit now. These were the foxgloves, which were just flowering when they were planted. You can see they're forming seed heads now. Lovely. But what's great is some of them that didn't have flower spikes at all, it's a bit breezy, they're throwing up some flower spikes, and that one as well. So it looks like I'm going to have some, plus some more flowers. And that one's trying again too. Oh, look at the heart's tongue ferns, aren't they lovely? They're sort of self-seeded, inherited ferns, but I love them, along with the moss on the stones. A couple of celery in there, they're doing fine. And then also the hosta, which, I mean, look, it got absolutely mullered, but I'm hoping next year it'll be happier now it's planted. But it too is throwing up some little flower spikes, so it looks like 1, 2, 3 on there. That'll be lovely. I'm really glad the other foxgloves are coming. There's a couple more coming. I wonder if that one will do anything. I wonder if that one will do anything. It'd be lovely too, because I've got a few visitors at various times over the summer, and it'd be nice for them to see this from the bedroom window. This little geranium, pelargonium, yeah, I know. So that's putting out some more. Now down here though, this is the honesty waiting to be planted, and some of them, they look like they're keeling over. I have no idea why. Some of them are absolutely fine, some keeling. But I've got loads and loads. So this was seed that Amanda sent to me, and I've got tons and tons more seed. So if it goes completely pear-shaped, well, I do have seed. I can start them again. It'd be nice if I didn't have to, but yeah, I need to get all of this old compost moves, and then I can start planting the honesty. The Japanese anemone is also, yay, about to flower. They'll be lovely tall spikes. So again, sort of viewed from the bedroom, it'll be mostly sort of white flowers here, but with a little tiny bits of pink from the foxgloves. Do you remember the one I transplanted, the Japanese anemone I transplanted with a load of its soil, trying to disturb it as little as possible? It really didn't like it. Pretty much completely died back. But I'm just noticing that looks like it might be a new shoot. So I think by transplanting it, I've completely knocked it back for this year. But I'm going to keep my fingers firmly crossed that it will come good for next year. Yay! Lovely seeing all these buds about to open. And speaking of buds, the jasmine has been flowering like mad. Whoopla! Tons and tons of them. Down here, the celery is getting bigger and stronger by the day. Not so much the ones, but I think that might be a bit too shady down there for them, but certainly the ones down here amongst all the confetti of the jasmine. I think hopefully in another month or so I'll be able to start harvesting. The Taunton Dean next to it, the perennial kale, is going great guns. Oh, just saw it in there. Look, a mountain climbing snail. I'm going to take you off. I'm going to just pop you on the compost bin for now. But yeah, it's been going great guns. I've had I can't remember now, 2 or 3 leaves off so far. I didn't want to start harvesting too much. I wanted to let it get established, but it looks well and truly established now. So yeah, I can start harvesting. Look, again, it's full of jasmine confetti. But yeah, look, plenty of new growth coming there too. And because the leaves are so massive, I mean, that's my hand. Look at the size. But you really, for supper, I only need 1 leaf. And then give it a bit of a steam. And then, oh, coming through my jungle. 1 more celery there. Again, looking absolute fab. Doesn't everything look happier for a bit of rain? Of course, rain is full of nitrogen. Right, I think I'm going to reposition myself, get out of my jungle, reposition myself and show you the rest of the garden. Yes, the viburnum is looking very healthy and lush now compared with how it was a few months ago when it dropped all its leaves, and the jasmine everywhere. But never mind the jasmine. Underneath, these are the brassicas I planted about a week or so ago, and they're going great guns. They're really, oopla. It's a bit hard to see with nets, but yeah, they've all grown somewhat. Well, actually, quite a lot. What? Put it this way: when they went in, they were about this tall, and they're now right to the top of the net. So I'll just give a bit of slack into each of the nets so that the nets stay on, but the plants have got room to grow. Yeah, they're all looking lovely and well in there. And of course, it just makes me think of gorgeous winter food. Patience, Vivi, patience. And if you remember, I planted the spare beans recently. Look at this one. This is a 6-foot pole, and it's waggling right at the top. So yeah, I reckon that one's got to be about 6 foot now, bearing in mind some of the pole is in the soil. I also added in here, I popped in 3 little plugs of lettuce, and then right at the back, you can't see it from here, but can you see that? That's chard. That's looking really healthy and starting to get away, because I've lost some of the chard, as you'll see in the next bed, but that one looks safe and happy. And the cukes, wow, the cukes look really well and happy. Very pleased with them. And again, you know, a bit of warm weather, good consistent watering, they are going to start running away soon. Yay! On the back, all the tomatoes, they're all looking fine. They've all got, you see, the first fruits forming. They've all got a truss of some fruits forming, but they're also now getting their second and third trusses. Actually, I need to do some more tomato cares. Yeah, so they're all doing what they're supposed to, and at the moment they're sort of to the top of the wall, so they're about 3 foot. These ones are about 3 foot tall. I reckon they'll put on at least another foot in the next month. Down below, the courgettes, yeah, they look great too. This one is a bit further ahead, so this one was actually sown, believe it or not, 4 weeks before this. This was sown as a backup. If you remember, I snapped the second one that I'd sown early. I did try to nurse it, but it decided it didn't want to know. But yeah, they're looking lovely. I know there'll be loads of you who have courgettes already. Oh, I'm just seeing first fruit forming. The thing is, I think because I don't have a greenhouse, I don't use heated propagators, anything like that. It always seems like my garden is quite a bit behind other people's. Don't compare yourself with other people, try not to anyway. But the fact is, you know, it doesn't matter when you start harvesting. Well, I mean, it does to a degree. If this was November, it'd be useless. But what I mean is that, you know, other people's plants will be finished producing possibly even before mine start producing. So it's not about beating other people and saying, oh, I've had loads already. It's about, over the course of the season, do you get enough to feed yourself? That's all that matters. Do you get enough to feed yourself? So those two are well away. Good. Next, in the growing bags, these two are just planted very recently. You see that one's looking a little bit yellow. Yeah, it was wanting to be planted. But I can see plenty of growth in there, plenty of growth to come. So I have no worries about these two, unlike their neighbour. Look at them. Oh my goodness, the patheticness of the Waltham butternut. It was the only one that germinated, and I mean, frankly, you know, there are green bits, there are signs of life. So I shall leave it for now, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be the best squash year. Oh, actually, while we're down here, I can show you under here. That was a chard that's been nibbled to bilio. Is it still alive even? Let me get the bailier out of the way so you can see. Yeah, is it still alive? Maybe. This one, likewise, nibbled to shreds. But, again, it looks alive, so it can stay. And it's the same with all the chards, actually. That's another one at the back with its friend the weed. That one is another one. Anyway, they'll stay in. Let's see if they happen. Oh, there's one of the beetroots that fried and died nearly, and one there. Maybe they'll come back, maybe they won't. Put it this way, I'm not counting on them. What I am counting on, though, is lettuce. All the lovely lettuce leaves. And I'm delighted that at least a couple of them are, well, they're ready to start harvesting now, which is great because, like I said, with visitors due all summer, it's really nice to be able to just come out here, pick some leaves, chuck them in a bowl, dress them a bit and go, ta-da, supper. So, also sown at the same time as these, but not planted out, are the ones I popped in recently. So you can see the difference. Just get things planted out. But that's fine, because I'll harvest these first, by which time these will have come on. Great, eat these. And in the meantime, I'll do another sowing in modules, so that when this is empty, whatever I get going in the modules will go in there. Fabulous. Now, the sad tomatoes. Sorry, excuse me. They're not looking as sad. They were definitely knocked back by something, and I wonder if I can see. Oh yeah, I might get this leaf off. This is how a lot of them looked. See, it looks like some spray of some sort has landed on them. I don't know. Yeah, I'll take that leaf off. So what I did was I got rid of all the, oh, and that one at the bottom. I just took off all the leaves that looked really bad. So that if it was something that landed on the leaf, that's going to be taken up by the whole plant. So I hope you can see, look, there's no leaves at the bottom. They are still quite spindly, but they are producing trusses. Let me show you. One lonely fruit there. They're producing trusses. So who knows, maybe they will produce, but I am completely stumped and at a loss as to what happened. I know some people speculated, oh, is it because they were pot bound? Well, they were looking bad the day after I planted the wall tomatoes, which I'll show you in a second. So no, it wasn't because they were pot bound. I don't think there's anything to do with the cat being in this bed, because they started to look hinky when they're in the pot still rather than the ground. But yeah, so compared to the ones I just showed you, these ones aren't to the top of the wall. I guess they're maybe 2.5 feet tall. Fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. Next to them down here, well, at the back, that is yet another chard that got nibbled. But it looks like it's trying to survive, so fingers crossed it will. And then in front I've got 3 of my sweet peppers. These are all orange bell sweet peppers. And next to them, boy oh boy, these are doing well. This is Gigantis. Oh, this one here ran out of pole, so it's gone across there. That's okay, I don't mind them showing poles at the top. But what's really exciting is coming back down, look. First flowers are forming, and we all know what flowers mean. Flowers mean pods, yay! And there, and there. So, oh, fantastic. Do you remember last year when I sowed, I literally had 4 seeds left. I think, was it 4? 4 seeds left. So I had 4 plants. I did harvest and I had two portions of beans, brilliant, but I saved enough for more seeds this year to sort of just get my seed stock back up, which it looks like I'm going to have good seed stock at the end of this season, and hopefully some good scoffs. Got the verbena bouncing in the wind. So pretty. So lovely. Right, onwards. Oh yeah, because I've got another hinky tomato issue. Oh, little cosmos. I've already had to deadhead this. It's been so pretty. It's a gorgeous splash of colour. Again, lovely buds coming along. Now at the front, oh, hand cramp. At the front, I've got my spare Cavallos. Oh, and I should say, do you remember the spare cucumber number 7? It's like, where can I put you? Well, it's in next door's garden now. Yay! I was thinking, if the tomatoes are no good, the straggler tomatoes, I'll just rip them all out and fill this bed with kale. But, oh, I'm going to be patient and hopeful and hope they perk up. They might do. Back to over here. So, in the growing bags, this is all uchikikuri. These 2 are from saved seed. This one is shop bought seed. Look at the difference. Well, that one's not too bad. Yeah. Anyway, they're growing. They're all growing. This one is romping away. So I hope I'll have at least some squash from the garden this year. And the uchikikuri squash is lovely. It's got a really lovely deep orange flesh. It's very flavoursome. People say, what's it taste like? It tastes like squash. All squash tastes like squash. Right, wall tomatoes. They've been romping away. So I'd say these ones are probably about 4 feet. So these are doing the best in the whole garden. That one was a late planting, but it's already catching up. Good stuff. So once again, we've got fruit forming, next truss up, fruit forming, next truss up. Yep, all well and good. But then I spotted this about a week ago. What the heck is going on? Look at the top of it, shriveled and dying. What is going on? The only thing I can think, I don't know, I've got it in my head that someone somewhere has sprayed something nasty and it's floated in the air and landed on my plants. But none of my 2 immediate neighbours, they're not folk who spray. You know, they're gentle organic gardeners like me whose concern is, you know, for the wildlife, for the birds, for, well, yeah, looking after things. So I don't know what is going on there. And I don't know whether to... Because I was thinking, you know, it's a shame in a way that this, whatever's gone on at the top, happened after I'd taken the side shoots off, because in this kind of scenario what I'd be tempted to do is cut the top out and just let all the side shoots grow and grow and grow and treat it as a bush rather than as a cordon. However, like I said, that weirdness has appeared after I've taken the side shoots out. Oh lordy, I've never ever had problems with tomatoes before. Well, apart from the year when I had some really hinky compost and none of my seeds germinated. But yeah, that's a whole different matter. So I seem to have 3 different stages. Tiddly, maybe they'll come to something. Beyond the Abelia, okay, yeah, doing their thing. And then the wall toms, yay! Apart from this one on the end. A few bits and bobs over here still to be dealt with. That's foxgloves, obviously I'm bringing those on for the shade garden. That's hollyhocks, don't know where they're going. Oops. That's the basil that needs planting, and I've got that old bucket. I'm going to thinking about putting the basil in. That's the Agatha's pants on doing absolutely nothing, and the 2 I put in the front, they're doing absolutely nothing as well, but maybe next year will be their year. And then this is the lovely Cicerintium. It's such a little pretty thing. So you can see the sort of blade-like foliage, and then they throw up these spikes that flower all the way up the spike. So sweet. So what I'm planning to do, so I haven't done it yet, I'll get round to it, is I inherited this sort of concrete pot. It's not the most attractive pot, in fact it's darned ugly. However, hello, it is useful. So I'm going to empty it because there is bindweed in there, which I sprayed with hydrogen peroxide at the beginning of the heat wave, and that seems to have done the trick. But yeah, I'll get it emptied, use some of the old compost and get these darling little flowers in, because oh, they're so sweet, so cheerful, lovely. Oh, and the other fab thing, oh, sun's coming out. Oh, it's so nice when the sun comes out. The other fab thing, of course, now is I've got my table back. I was going to say, I can eat out here again. I have been eating out here, but sort of squished on the end here because it's covered with plants. But yeah, so I can properly eat out here now, tablecloth and all. So the other day when I was trying to get everything planted, what you didn't see, I was just noticing actually the little hanging pot of pelargoniums, the little trailing pelargoniums that survived the winter. Unfortunately all my roses have gone over, so I can't show you any. Actually I should deadhead and see if I can encourage some more, but that's a lovely little bit of colour there, isn't it? Yes, when I was having my just get it planted session, I also planted up my don't walk across the patio here because you'll trip hazard warning. And in here, what I am pleased about is these 2 at the back, that's clumps of chard. They should get massive, so hooray, at least I've got some chard. And then all my leftover little plugs of lettuce, I've literally just shoved lettuce anywhere I can. And then the rest of these are sweet peppers. These are orange bell. Oops, sorry, camera drooping. Orange bell. Oh, first flower. Oh, hang on, I've got to get, this is a weird angle. Let me see if I can get up and under. Can you see? First flower. That's orange bell. And then this one is the Fair Ozen, the Hungarian one, and that one, yay, flowers. Actually, if I look down from the top, you can see all the little flower buds forming. And again, we all know what flowers mean, don't we? Flowers mean fruits, if they get pollinated. So yeah, it's a handy little sort of don't walk here, the patio's awful reminder, but you know what, bit more growing space. And again, exactly like in the main bed with all these lettuces, in fact I'll probably get another successional sowing done within the next few days to bring on in the modules, and then as these get used up and eaten, boom, fill it with more, so that hopefully that'll keep me in leaves right through till October. I mean, they could, well, it depends how cold the winter gets. They could go through till November even. Oh, I just spotted, look, in the crack. Every time I come out, it's like grab some weeds from the cracks, but you're not going to be pulled out. Teeny tiny, tiny little love in a mist. I mean, that's barely 4 centimetres tall. Oh, you sweetheart. You're a trier, aren't you? Good on you. And then the last thing to note is, after my mammoth planting session, oh, that's my washing up pile. Trays, modules, pots, and now the slug collars that have come off the Ujimi flip. What have they come off? Celery. Yeah, the celery. Oh, and the peppermint that's sitting here. I might actually harvest some of that. I haven't had hot drinks for ages because of the heat wave, but I think I might fancy a cup of peppermint tea after I've done the washing up. Yikes. So that's it, that's where we are right at the beginning of July. There's a lot of growing to do, I hope. Most of it's looking really well and healthy and where I'd expect it to be at this time. Obviously, the tomato issues, I'm going to say sweet nothings to them and hope to encourage them. But you know what? Everything else is looking really healthy and like it's just raring to get going. And like I said, a bit of warm weather, some nights of gentle rain would be great. The bottom line is, this is a teeny tiny little garden and I've managed to cram it full of, well, there are some lovely flowers up that end, but mostly I've crammed it with things I can eat. Tomatoes, courgettes, squash, chard, all the different lettuces, sweet peppers, beans, cucumbers, brassicas, so stuff for the winter. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy. I'm just so grateful to have a little back garden so I don't have to walk to the allotment, and it's of a size that is manageable for me, and I'm making the most of it, and I just love it out here. So I hope you enjoy spending time with me out here too, because it's always an absolute pleasure and delight for me to share it. All right, lovelies, I'll be quiet now. I will see you again soon. Oh yeah, a bit more hacking and some more sowing probably, and some more humping of compost and all the usual tricks in the garden. Until the next one, look after yourselves, folk, and happy gardening. Cheerio.